This is for my introverted slash shy slash I don't really like being visible, please don't make me Nicky friends. I have had moments in my business over the last 25 years where I've loved being out and about and doing all of the things. And then there have been many other times where, quite frankly, I would rather hide under a duvet than talk about my business online. I've just not been feeling it, or I've maybe not had the capacity. Maybe I've been in grief. Maybe my mental health has been in the bin. Maybe I've just had a baby. So like working out how to coordinate making a sandwich, let alone leaving the house, it just doesn't feel like an option. So visibility comes up so often in my client sessions. And the great news is I don't have a one size fits all solution, which I think puts people's mind at rest, because as soon as we start talking about visibility, we start talking about the algorithm who's like, I don't know, I think the algorithm has got some sort of persona like the tax man. I should have put a trigger warning on that, obviously. But the algorithm, it's like they're going to come out in a big swoopy cloak and it's like, where were they? Where's Wally? What's happening? And their fear, I think, is that I will encourage them to do reels or dance on the internet or do those reels where they have to point to something, but also get the edit right. So it's like, what was I pointing up for? Where did I go? What am I doing? It's just not the case. And actually, I've got another solution for you, which may just sit, in a more comfortable situation for you. And maybe you haven't considered, because the algorithm and reels have been like, no, come over here and do this. Being on a panel, being interviewed, being in conversation with maybe one person or a small group of people can grow your business incredibly. There will be some people, and you might know some of these celebrities, who have been media trained within an inch of their life. And actually you could get all of their interviews over the last 15 years and slice and dice them. And it's like just the same thing coming again and again. They've got 3 stock phrases, and it doesn't matter what circumstance they're in. It doesn't really matter what the question is. They're just going to regurgitate these things again. But many of my clients don't, or I guess they don't wish to show up like that. They want to be them, and they want to share their story, and they want to be candid and impactful and useful. And one of the ways that I know that my business has grown is when I've been, this is a really weird way to describe myself, but like the 3D version of myself. We can all have those beautiful pictures, you know, the ones where it's like, hi, I'm just, working on my laptop in the park. That would never work for me, by the way, because I'd be like, I can't charge it. I haven't got my charger. What am I going to do? So like working with a blank screen, pretending. We can all take those lovely, well-lit photos of ourselves. But do you know what's going to resonate with people? It's when you are connected. It's when you share the twists and the turns and your reason why you do what you do, what's important, taking us behind the scenes. And I'm not saying you need to be vulnerable to do this. You don't need to do I just want to show you the real me, because sometimes the real you just needs to like hang out for a bit and not feel like you have to share the story the whole time. But what I'm talking about here is if you put yourself in regular rooms of 100 people, even if those 100 people are not your ideal clients, if your story and who you are and what you're all about is powerful and connected. I mean, there might be 2 people who don't like you. There's always 2 people who are like, I didn't really think much to her. You know those people. They actually want to be the speaker. That's usually the thing. But anyway, there might be 98 people in that room who connect, remember you, like what you do, like your vibe, want to talk about it. And then out of those 98 people, there might be, say, 20 who want to hire you, book you, buy from you, whatever. But whilst those 20 have made those decisions, the other 78 are invested. It doesn't matter if they're not your ideal client. They're going to do the work for you. They're going to go out there and spread your message and be like, wow, I just went to this talk the other day. And for the first time, I love these moments. For the first time, it made sense. For the first time, or like, I saw this sleep consultant talking about this. You should follow her. She sent us this link to this free workshop. You should do it. I think you'd really like her. There are so many opportunities for that ripple effect. And I know online, by doing the pointy or using like a specific track, the algorithm is going to love it and might share it and chuck it out there into the internet lands. But also it might not. Also, you might spend 4 hours trying to point to the right things and get nothing and get no views. I can support and help you through that panel process to not only come up with your story and really make sure that that's impactful, but to be able to land those gigs as well. It's not just a case of saying, hi, I'm available, I love your work, I'd love to collaborate. Great, but you're making it a really hard yes in that moment. You want to fully be able to show up and support these people. So if you want to speak up, if you want to stop pointy. Oh, another bonus I should also say, once you've been on a panel, it's an incredible trust stamp. Once you've done one, you'll do many more going forward. Also, you could get it filmed. You could stick it on your website. You could do a behind the scenes blog of how the process went. Nothing is ever wasted with this. All we're doing here is we're layering up each brick of your online house, your online presence. And these are the moments where you know this is going to be a great use of your time, because we're trying to create traction here. We're trying to move and shake. And sometimes just hoping and wishing that you showing your best dance moves or like learning a TikTok, it's going to make it happen, and it might not necessarily do that. Send me a message if you want to find out more about Speak Up. I'd love to welcome you in and support you side by side, shoulder to shoulder, and I'll see you there. Bye.